What's up, players? My name is Mike Doherty from Chip Gaming, as you know, and you're about to watch, or listen to at least, Completely Consensual Episode 3. Now, we've had some technical difficulties on Episode 3, so that's why it's late. It was supposed to go up Thursday, so this is coming out like Friday-ish. The technical difficulties were that I lost the video for this podcast, and it was such a good podcast, and that I couldn't just let it pass, that I couldn't just throw it away and scrap the video. So I'm putting it out on YouTube. I'm going to have this video in the beginning, and then, of course, the normal intro, and then just a still frame throughout the whole thing. It was with Jaime Vera. Jaime is a very interesting guy, so if you want to listen to Jaime, give him a shot. This is a really good episode. We talk about drag racing, why it's appealing to people, because I didn't understand it. And then, of course, we talk about we talk about a lot, and Jaime's just an interesting guy, so go ahead and give it a listen. If you don't want to use your data on your phone on YouTube, like I said, jump over to SoundCloud. It's there, all links down below. I'll link all the SoundCloud episodes, the audio versions, but give it a shot, give it a chance, even though there's no video. It's a great episode. I really enjoyed talking with Jaime. So until further ado, Completely Consensual Episode 3. What is up, players? Welcome to Completely Consensual right here on Chip Gaming. This is episode 3 of Completely Consensual, and I'm your host, Mike Doherty. You can follow me at Cheeks_Junior on Twitter. And alongside me today for a very special episode, the first non-gaming episode of Completely Consensual. I've been warning you guys. It's not all going to be fun and games. So it's not going to be all fun and games. It's not all going to be around gaming. We're going to have people on to talk about other things like comedy, controversy, things like that, serious topics, even sometimes politics. Yeah, exactly. Not today. Alongside me today is Hot Cheeto Papi himself, Jaime Vera.
Me. You can follow me on Instagram at hotcheeto.papi and Twitter. I don't know what it is.
Plug
Papi
up.
de Hot Cheeto, something like that. YouTube channel Hot Cheeto Papi.
Your titles will be right there. I
They'll
think
be
that
here.
This is gonna go up. We're recording this on Tuesday, so the next Thursday this will go up.
Next Thursday. You're already here.
You're already here. The camera is already here. Now, Jaime.
Yes.
Just a reminder, these mics, you gotta get a little close to them. So just remember, stay close, get close to them. Just smell that breath on the pop filters from past people.
Ew. There was someone here an hour.
Yeah, this is back to back. This is like we're at almost 12 o'clock at night right now filming this. This is right after the Eli episode. But I want to have Jaime on. Jaime is my roommate. One of the people I live with.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
For you.
Yeah. Whatever. So I've known him about 2 years now, and me and Jaime are very different people. But in like the best way possible. Because Jaime is probably the one I get along with most with in the house. Not that I don't get along with anybody, but
we hate everyone else.
we fucking just despise that fucking Mike kid.
Love when they're gone. Love it.
But I don't know, he's just very different, but it creates good conversation. So when I started up this podcast, I knew I wanted to get Jaime on just because we like when we're out on the balcony to go smoke, that we get into like conversations just like left and right. Like we talk about
hours,
everything. So there's one thing in particular special about Jaime, or not
there's
special.
A lot of things special about me.
I like the ASMR tone that you got going right now.
Sorry.
Why are you apologizing, dude? Don't apologize.
Okay, I'm not sorry.
Don't give them the high ground. No, it's just say fuck you to everybody. This is how we roll here on Completely Consensual.
Sign language.
Yeah, stupid.
Fuck you, everybody.
Jaime is a huge drag fan. Now,
yes.
For those of you who don't know, drag is.
Go
ahead and describe what drag is, because I'm gonna butcher it because I don't know much about it, and that's why I want to have you on, is because I want to understand drag. Mm-hmm. I want to understand the appeal of drag, and I'm sure we're gonna get into just a myriad of topics today.
Yes, God.
All right. Sit down.
So, were you done talking?
No. So go ahead and describe what is drag.
So drag essentially, well, now it's a lot of things, but like the book definition was when a man dresses as a woman to perform. It can be sexual, nothing that has to do with like gender identity. Sometimes it does though, but it's just a man dressing up as a woman to entertain people. Usually it's lip syncing and they do it for tips. And that's pretty much what it is. But now it's grown into, well, drag is also an art form. It always has been, but I feel like now more so than ever, it's like seen as, or it's starting to be seen as actual art, where before it was like a really low form of entertainment and like no one ever talked about drag. Because I mean, to you, drag has probably just started showing up like what?
I mean, how long ago? I mean, I've always known about drag, but drag to me was always like a punchline, like
exactly
weird,
a joke.
And not and not like I said that's just like my upbringing and like my surrounding, and not knowing what drag really is and what they do, and not really knowing anyone who's into it. So I never got that background. But of course, the last 2 years I've been very educated on it.
You're welcome.
And like you said, seen as like a joke. But I mean, now it's like on TV. Like there's like RuPaul's Drag Race, which is like Eli, who was on last week. He told, like, we brought it up on the podcast that like he like watches like drag. Like he watches RuPaul's Drag Race. So it's crazy that it's like brought to like a mainstream audience now, and it's just being taken a little more seriously.
For sure.
So, to you, what is the appeal of drag? Now I know, like I said, I'm not here like I'm not judging. Like, likes drag, like because like to each his own. Everyone likes everything. Why the fuck do I like video games? Like why the fuck do I like what I like in like comedy and things like that? It's like everyone has their own appeal, everyone has their own entertainment, but drag's something that I never really fully understood. Like what, like they're not taking off their clothes, so it's not like sexual, but it is sexual. It's sexy, not sexual. That's how I describe it. I've seen multiple like drag videos.
How?
Fortunate enough to be your roommate. You put it on our beautiful 65-inch TV in like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, oh, what the fuck is this? All right, whatever. I'm just gonna watch it. It's interesting to me. It fascinates me because it's like almost comes off like a strip clubby vibe.
Definitely. But
people could come up and just, I mean, they're not supposed to, but they just come up and they like touch like the dragger, the person, performer. Performer, and they'll like give them money and tips, and it has like that strip clubby vibe, but there's no clothes being taken off, but they're lip syncing, so they're performing. But sometimes the lip syncing is really bad, and it's not even really good lip syncing. So it's like then it's just about the outfit and like the walk almost. They're just going out there, so it's like it's fascinating to me because it's like. I'm not from that world, so I don't understand. So what to you, why is drag appealing?
Well, I've been into drag. A little backstory. When I became obsessed with drag 4 or 5 years ago. It was my sophomore, junior year-ish of high school. Does that make sense? Anyway, so like,
sorry, I'm just gonna you good. Yeah, keep talking.
Oh,
you're fine.
I became like obsessed, and by obsessed, I mean it completely took over my life. Every second I was spending, not like any free moment I had was watching Drag Race, watching Drag Race videos, and RuPaul's Drag Race was kind of what like got me into drag. And it's like so much more than that. It like a drag queen. Oh, Trixie Mattel.
As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, for you audio listeners, it is a most obnoxious pink shirt you've ever seen.
The brightest pink.
With Trixie Mattel on it.
A Barbie doll drag queen. A drag queen that looks like a Barbie doll. But yeah. She says that saying you're a fan of drag but only watch RuPaul's Drag Race is like saying you're a fan of music but only watch American Idol.
Fan of the Super Bowl or a fan of football
but you only watch the Super Bowl. Yeah, it's just like that. Yeah. What you see on Drag Race is drag. It's still valid forms of drag, but it's very like TV friendly drag, and drag is so much more than that. But it was what got me into drag, and at first it was just because at first it was just cool seeing like these like fabulous like exaggerated versions of pop stars that I admire, because pop music is my jam, like my favorite thing in the world, and pop stars are everything to me. So like seeing these like super like exaggerated versions of women that kind of emulated those like pop stars that I like idolized. Like pop music and pop culture was and is kind of my religion still. Oh, I'm out of breath. I'm talking too fast.
No, you're good. You're fine. He's not on Adderall.
I'm not.
People will say, you'll be surprised.
Yeah. Just kidding. But yeah. Just like seeing these like exaggerated versions of these like pop stars that I idolized was just like amazing to me. And then like I felt like it was like something more than just like, oh my god, I love Lady Gaga and I love Beyonce, and there's this like fabulous man dressed as a woman that looks like her or is like emulating her or whatever. And then as I got older, it was like more so like just seeing like a out like gay man on TV dressing up as a woman in wigs, like not really caring what like anyone is going to say about him because he's on TV, like just expressing this like femininity that's inside of him that's frowned upon in, or I mean it's becoming a little more accepted now, but it's still frowned upon a lot. And like it was definitely frowned upon like in 2009 when the show started. So like that was just amazing to me, and I found that like that was like the deeper connection I had with drag and like RuPaul's Drag Race. I have cotton mouth.
Okay.
Sorry. So yeah, that was what like it like what the appeal was at like when I was like 15 years old. And now it's like, who says it? Sasha Velour. Drag is like oh fuck, I don't want to fuck this up. We're not gonna use that quote. Cut, edit.
God damn it. You know how hard that is?
It's gonna be really hard. But anyway, drag is like self-expression, and like now that I'm like wanting to do it and like I'm practicing and like getting ready for like the ability to do it, drag is like almost like a self-expression, because like growing up like a feminine gay kid in like, I mean Santa Barbara is semi-conservative, but like I grew up in Santa Barbara, so like growing up, like I was always called gay, I was always called a faggot, I was always, you know, called a homo, like all these like horrible things that like grow, like you don't think that it really like even I didn't think that that affected me, but like you live with me, you know how like fucked up I am.
Well, yeah, dumb fucking kids being dumb, saying things that they don't have a full grasp of.
Yeah, and like when like I for sure bullied kids, like it, not that bullying isn't like a real thing, but like I feel like it's just something you do without thinking.
It's life.
And it's like
I mean, it's fucked up, but like that's life. Like it's not. I said this on the last podcast too. Like life's not gonna cater to you. So like,
true.
Like stand up to bullies. Don't be a bully. But like, you're like, when you're a dumb kid, you don't realize that,
exactly.
and you're gonna come off as an asshole sometimes.
And some kids are assholes, but like
some
that's
kids
not
are,
the case always.
Yeah.
Some kids are just the devil, but whatever.
And some kids are just dumb kids that need to learn.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so like growing up and like being told that I was too gay or too feminine, it was like, it like shut that part down a little bit. And then like now it's like, well, why like shut it down? Why not like embrace it or find a way to channel it and like push it into something else? And that's like what the appeal to drag is now for me. It's just like, it's like a form of like creating and a form of art. And I just like, I've always wanted to be a pop star, and just like pretending to be a pop star on stage. I feel like who doesn't want that?
Yeah.
And you get money.
Yeah.
So like,
swim man.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay.
So there's a lot of different things that attract me to drag.
Okay. So it was just one of those things that you kind of like touched on early age, that the one way you can express yourself when you couldn't express yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I felt like I was seeing other people express themselves that way. I felt like I was vicariously living through them, and like even though I was a closeted 15-year-old, I could still like see them being happy, knowing that like I was gonna be happy in the end, or even if like life sucked in the moment, it was like hope, almost.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I get that. Hold on.
What?
Just want to double check that you were recording. Yeah,
that would have.
Like
sucked.
I said, don't be afraid to get up on the mic. It's not gonna be bad.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense to me. Like, so the entertaining part.
Mm-hmm.
So is it the lip syncing that's entertaining to you, or is it just the fact that these are like, okay, so, and this is a conversation I have with you too. So they're not necessarily transgender. They're drag.
Or
so
they're not
do you call so like, is it bad for me to call them him?
Okay, let me break it down.
Okay, break it down, because I know there are a lot of people watching just like me who aren't.
Yeah.
Who've never seen it or don't really understand it. I think this is good. This is what I'm saying. This is people. There needs a conversation that needs to be had, because the only way you're gonna learn about things is by having this conversation with people and understanding. Of course, you're not gonna be accepting of it if you don't understand it. And I think this is the important part of culture, is just understanding something, and you don't understand something without having that conversation. So
exactly.
So break it down for me. So do you call them he, or are they she's? Because I hear you refer to them as she.
So the way like I used to explain it to people was that like if they were in drag, she, out of drag, he. And that's the most like easiest way to like understand it. But then like I'm not like I wouldn't consider myself, well, like I'm such a fan of it that I feel like I am part of drag culture. Cause like, well, like, I mean, what's a drag queen without like her fans or whatever? So like, I feel like because I'm such a fan of it, I'm part of the culture and I'm aware a lot of like the lingo or whatever. So like just being part of that culture, everyone calls everyone she. So it's like, that's why, like, even if like I see like a drag queen out of drag, like I showed you a picture of Trixie Mattel out of a drag before, I referred to her as she. And so like, to me, like everyone is she, like I call you she sometimes.
Yeah.
So
I get
it's
that's like the Jaime thing is.
No, it's like a drag thing. Like everyone calls everyone she or Mary or girl or whatever.
Mary.
But yeah, there are not every drag queen is transgender. And
are most of them
no,
transgender?
not well, I mean,
would you say it's a small minority?
I would say that it's right now I feel like it seems like a small minority because like transgender, like this is going into like completely,
that's what we're here for. That's what we're going for.
Like out of drag and just like going into like gay culture.
That's fine. So conversational podcast, take it wherever you can.
But like there's a lot of misogyny in the gay community. So, and like you'd think it's kind of weird because it's like the gay community is like a minority already and like a really oppressed minority, and like was like back in the day and still is a really like oppressed minority. Not as much obviously, but like we're still not
Old
where
news.
we should be.
No, I'm just kidding.
It's not us anymore.
I'm just kidding.
So like there was this like stigma, even like drag queens have never been like gay people love drag queens and they think they're fierce, but like because they're men that dress as women, they've never like it's hard finding a boyfriend if you're a drag queen. It's like you're like people will be like, oh, you're fierce, but like you can't like
you're
sleep.
dressing as something that the gay community is not necessarily attracted to.
Yeah, and like femininity is like frowned upon in the gay community because like,
which is also it's strange. It's strange to me.
But like I saw it on it was like Twitter or Tumblr or something. Someone said that someone asked is like why is there this like mask for mask, which is like only seeking masculine men, or like a masculine man only seeking masculine men. It's like, why is that a thing? And someone was like, well, like it's fucked up, but like gay men or gay guys like men, you're attracted to men. So it's like femininity or like being too feminine is like a woman quality, so it's like not as attractive as like a masculine man. I'm not saying that like that's like the way I see it, but like that's
no
how
that's
people
just
have seen it.
Generally that is how like the community sees it.
Yeah, and it's like getting better now with RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah, well, and obviously it's not like you said, like that's just kind of like that's how it is, and that kind of makes sense to me because it is like that is like a manly woman isn't necessarily attracted to me, or I'm not necessarily attracted to her. But like I said, there's not that there is no one who out there who isn't. But like there's qualities that I find attractive. So obviously there are qualities that the gay community finds attractive in the gay. So they're into men. So of course the more manlier and quote, of course that's hearsay, but like the more manlier, then like that's what they're into. That's just like nature. Like the squirrel's gonna want the bigger nut. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Jaime?
I know exactly what you're saying. But yeah, completely. Where was this stemmed from? What brought this on? What was the original question?
Let's just keep talking. We were talking about misogyny in the gay community and why that is.
Oh, transgender.
Yeah,
people doing drag.
Yeah.
So transgender people do drag, but oh, I remember. So there are a lot of like trans women that have found out that they're trans because they were a gay man or lived as a gay man and then started doing drag and then realized like, oh shit, I'm trans. Like I know that's how Sonique on RuPaul's Drag Race was. Peppermint, before she was on RuPaul's Drag Race, like realized that she was transgender. So drag is a way, like a lot of people think drag queens are transgender women, but they're not. But there are, like, it's becoming more known or like more accepted by the drag community for trans women to do drag because who said it? Peppermint on RuPaul's Drag Race said that when she came out to her drag mother, which drag queens have mothers of like a house and then they all carry on the last name. It's
Whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Break that down for me.
Okay.
They live in a house.
No. I mean, sometimes they do. Okay. There's a documentary.
So it's like mentor.
No. It's
the drag mother.
Yeah, it's like a mentor. Yeah. Okay. Like a big brother or like a mom. Like like the mother like takes in like young drag queens that want to do drag, but you don't know all the tricks yet or all the secrets of like the industry or whatever.
Like a mentor.
So someone to mentor you.
Okay, yeah.
And those are called their mothers, and they usually take the last name of the drag mom, like in the drag character, like the drag character name. So like
interesting.
Oh my god, I'm blacking out. There's like a lot of O'Haras in the drag community.
Do the majority of them have a drag mom? Or
now,
are there some that go lone wolf?
It's
and just go drag.
Now that's a lot more popular, or it's a lot more heard of, or not heard of. It's becoming more like drag. Having a drag mom is kind of becoming like a thing of the past because now like there's YouTube and like RuPaul's Drag Race, so like you can learn to be like, I don't have a drag mom and like I'm still like a drag queen embryo, like I'm barely practicing makeup, but I'm learning everything from YouTube or from RuPaul's Drag Race. So I don't necessarily have a drag mom and don't necessarily think would need a drag mom ever. But having a drag mom is kind of seen as like a thing of the past now that like you don't really need anymore because YouTube is like your drag mom.
The internet exists.
Yeah, pretty much.
Where you can learn the tricks of the trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need to find a mentor because there's 500 videos on how to glue down an eyebrow. So
yeah.
You have 500 mentors.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. That's an interesting piece of drag history.
Yes, herstory.
Herstory. I like it.
I think RuPaul coined that term.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Peppermint's drag mom told her that she would never be able to book a gig in New York as a drag queen when she came out as transgender, and that like terrified her and like shunned her back into the closet. But then she was like, well, no, I can be a strong, powerful trans woman and a strong, powerful drag queen. And they're called hyperfemme queens now, I think is the correct term. But women, trans women, or just anyone that identifies as a woman doing drag. So before they were called bio queens because they were biological women that did drag. But now they're called hyperfemme queens.
Yeah. I can see how that would be an issue with that community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So now it's like become more like accepted, or like people are more knowledgeable about, is that a real word? I don't know. Yeah. About trans women doing drag. But most drag queens are gay men.
Yeah, that always confused me.
Yeah.
Like women doing drag, isn't it just they're dragging themselves?
Yeah, they're just drag is just like a super hyper
dressing
feminized
boiled down creature. It's not necessarily
a man dressing
up. It's dressing up and performing.
Yeah, exactly, because drag, like, I mean, not even an argument. Like Prince was in drag when he was on stage. Kiss was in drag.
It's over.
It's just overly exaggerated costuming or like just putting on a performance, a goddamn show.
Yeah, so I'm kind of understanding it now because it's like us fucking nerds have this thing called cosplay.
Yes, I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I actually want to go to a convention. And
Comic-Con. Yeah, we'll make that happen.
I'm down.
Yeah, so like it makes like I get the parallels because it's like.
You want to hear something crazy?
What?
There's cosplay drag queens that go to like Comic-Con. Yeah.
Interesting.
They just like Fifi O'Hara is like an amazing.
And they just dress up as the drag queen.
No, they dress up as like
drag queens,
female characters in like comic books or like video games.
Oh, so the drag queens actually dress up as characters, or is it just people going and dragging characters?
It's
I'm so confused.
A drag queen, but like the drag they put on is Rita Repulsa or Crash Bandicoot's sister.
Okay, I see what you're doing. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. So, like, yeah, that's kind of the parallel that I'll draw. That probably my audience probably boil down to.
Cosplay is drag.
Yeah, it's essentially it's essentially drag. It's over exaggerating performing.
Yeah,
but instead of the lip syncing, it's photos, and it's a lot of them will be like personality based, like influencers on YouTube or like Twitter, or so their performing is just different. But like that's the easiest way to. Okay, I kind of get it. It's the easiest way to kind of boil it down is because be like, why is it weird for drag queens to do their thing and then cosplayers to do their things like normal to you?
Yeah,
and you follow them on Twitter, which is actually this all kind of really makes sense to me now. Actually kind of clicked. No, I get it. So it's like, okay, gay communities cosplay.
Yeah, pretty much.
That boils it down for me. Yeah, that's
and that
perfect.
Was this week's episode.
Yeah,
Completely Consensual.
And welcome to Completely Consent. Until next Friday, hit that subscribe button and share with the internet.
I don't know your outro yet. I haven't seen that yet.
I don't really have an outro. I just kind of talk and close it out.
Okay, bye.
Okay, so with drag, now that I've kind of unpacked it a little more, that it is just over, the Kiss and Prince both. Prince hated gays.
Yeah,
which is weird.
Fuck
a little unknown fact. Prince really did not like gay people.
Has that been fact checked?
That is fact check.
Can we get a fact check?
There's no one else I wish we had a producer so fucking bad.
Where's Gamma?
He doesn't do shit anyway. Gamma just sits there on his phone, listening. What was I saying? What was I just saying? Yeah. Oh yeah. Prince hating gay people. Yeah. Well, because he's a Jehovah's Witness. He's come out publicly. There's like videos of him saying it, which is weird. It's really weird to think about.
It is. Yeah. Because I went to a drag show and the drag queen performed Purple Rain the day he died.
I met a lady at work one time. And she was like had this Prince club. It's really weird. It's so weird how like niche people get, but like she had.
I understand that.
I totally I get it. But she like had a Prince. It reminded me of like you with Lady Gaga. Like if Jaime was like an old black lady, this would be Jaime. With Lady Gaga, because she's like, so like I just love his like music, and I have like a group that I meet with like every week, and we like listen to Prince music and we talk about it.
Me retired in the Castro in 40 years.
It's perfect because she was like saying it was like a podcast, but it's not a podcast. But they sit there and they talk about Prince every week. And it's like the guy's dead, so you don't have any new material. So like, eventually you stop. Like, what do you talk? Like, it's interesting that you just talk about, but
that's so cool.
The same thing.
If any gays want to meet in the Castro in like 30 years and just talk about Gaga once a week
and listen, and she came in to like buy a speaker.
Oh my god! For the club?
Yeah, for the club.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and she's into buying a Bluetooth speaker.
I love that.
Yeah, and
we're gonna listen to Purple Rain that night.
Yeah, and then when I was trying to get it connected to her laptop, she's like, she's like, let me put on some music while you try to like set it up so like we know if it's on or not. And I was like, oh yeah, what are you gonna play? And she's like, it'd feel wrong if I didn't play Prince. She played Prince. Like it was just this playlist. I was sitting there trying to help her for 30 minutes because I couldn't figure out the goddamn thing.
That's so funny.
But yeah, she had like this Prince group, and then she was gonna go see him the day he died. I believe that's what she said, and she had the ticket turned into a bracelet. And I was like, this is just Jaime. This is Jaime.
The first time I had floor tickets to Lady Gaga, they gave us a little paper wristband. You know those like cheap ones that come off the next day. I wore that shit till it like ripped off. It's not here. It's like this tiny thin little piece of string that's like a dirty yellow color with stars on it, and I think it says Art Rave on the back, so I would remember what concert it was from. Like I'd fucking forget.
Yeah. No, it was cool. It was like a metal band, like
that's
bracelet,
so cool,
that she had like imprinted the ticket.
That's so fucking dope.
Yeah, so I was like, oh man, this is
when Gaga dies, I'm fucking immortalizing everything I have of her.
I just think it's funny. This was like this group of ladies meet every week to listen to Purple Rain and then talk about Prince.
Like what? They have to run out of things to talk about.
That's what I'm saying. He's dead. There's no new material.
I just fucking love Prince. Like. And even that like we get it, Linda. You're here.
Yeah, that's like if I was sitting here every week and being like,
I love video games.
Crash Bandicoot. This is great. There hasn't been a new Crash Bandicoot game in like 20 years. I thought you had a Crash Bandicoot shirt on. How on brand. Rapper. Yeah. So I just thought that was a fun little antidote. I was like, God. Story?
Anecdote,
whatever.
Antidote, that's the
Cure,
Travis
whatever.
Scott song.
Is it?
Whatever. Don't you?
No, it's the same.
Don't you let out that antidote. It's a SAT word.
Oh yeah, I know. Oh, SAT. Look at you with that.
I took it twice because I sucked the first time.
I took it 3 times, and my first one was my best score. So that tells you all.
Doesn't that suck
I
ass?
didn't study.
Doesn't that? My second SAT scores were worse than my first one too. I'm about to fall off this chair. It like.
No. All right.
Broke another one.
We break so many goddamn chairs in this house. It's ridiculous. No, so yeah, people are weird. It's so neat. That's why I don't get like some of these podcasts are like, there's this like people just carve out these weird podcasts talking about like so like targeted things. Like there's a Simpsons podcast. There's like some guy Ryan McCaffrey at IGN has a podcast dedicated to Tesla.
Okay.
He's like, wait, it's weird, but like it makes sense because like that's what gets the audience.
He has a Tesla.
Come on to Ryan McCaffrey. There we go. Plug. I'll make that happen. I know David Dobrik. He's my best friend.
My boy David.
My boy Dave.
My
boy Dave.
D-Dog.
D-Dog. Oh, Jaime. So what else? So to the people listening, what's a good place to start with drag? If they just want to be like, I don't understand it. Like, where could I jump in at? Or maybe there's other people out there who want to get into it.
RuPaul's Drag Race.
The easiest way.
Yeah, definitely. It's the most like.
It's the marijuana of drag, and then you can get later into the crack and the heroin.
Exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
It's the cigarette of drag. No, yeah, RuPaul's Drag Race. It's the most like. Because drag, it started off, and still there are very like dirty parts of drag, like filthy, disgusting parts of drag, like gross. Trust.
Like, what does that mean? Like they're just spreading their buttholes?
There was a drag queen that I think performed a parody of Katy Perry's "Unconditionally" called "Anally." And fisted a guy in San Francisco, actually, at Oasis, at Heclina show.
Oh, Jesus. He fisted a guy on stage?
On stage.
That's
full drag.
That's aggressive.
There's a drag queen named Divine that unfortunately is passed away now. R.I.P. Divine. And she was in the original Hairspray directed by John Waters. Mm-hmm. And she played Edna in Hairspray. And she started a movie called... She did a bunch of movies. Girl Trouble, Cha-Cha Heels, I think it was called. And then the one she's like most known for is... Hairspray by like the general public. And then Pink Flamingos by like more niche... like facets of the gay community, I guess. Like not many people have seen Pink Flamingos or know about it. But she's famous for eating actual dog shit at the end of the movie.
Oh Jesus.
She was disgusting. Like there's a documentary about her on Netflix.
Fuck? What is?
But yeah, she's disgusting.
So that's just like.
And her name was Divine. Which
So
I
get that's
hilarious.
just the Logan Pauls of drag that are just looking for shock effect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't even just shock. It was more like that's how she chose to like. She was like, "Fuck it, we're gonna do it."
Dog shit's my thing.
Yeah, and that's
I'm
what
running
she's known
with
for.
it.
Yeah, and that's what she's known for.
That's weird. I mean, and then with the fisting thing, that's just so aggressive.
Yeah, and that was recently.
I don't think there's a more gay thing you can do than
get fisted by a drag queen
in drag
to a Katy Perry parody.
In drag
at a gay bar in San Francisco.
Yeah, I mean that's the pinnacle. That's like when people say that's gay, like that's what they're talking about.
That's where it originated from.
That's what they're talking about.
That's it.
Is the fisting and drag.
That's like the you know how the Illuminati has like brainwashing videos?
Yeah.
That's the brainwashing video we use to spread the gay agenda.
Yeah, gay agenda everywhere.
Willem fisting some guy at Heclina's show.
Straight America will be no more.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Make America great again, dude.
Make America gay again. HRC, go donate. HRC.org.
Stupid. So, Jaime, talk about your YouTube channel.
My YouTube channel.
So, what you're supposed to be like relaunched like we did this January. Still nothing. So, what's going on there?
This is coming out when?
This is coming out next week.
Are we still in
Thursday.
February?
No.
Or I mean January?
Yeah.
We're still in January.
Yeah.
So, my YouTube channel is relaunching in February. I've decided with 14 days of being single. I'm going to post a video every day about me complaining being single until Valentine's Day. And then the 15th, I'm posting a video of me eating all sale candies from CVS.
Oh, what happens if there's a curveball in those 15 days and you end up finding somebody?
Well, that'll be that's great content for the vlog. Plot twist, 14 days of being single turns into like, I don't know how many leftover days of not being single.
Lifetime of being sad.
Lifetime of being sad. I'm fucking like 60 still vlogging.
The same person
what up, my
every
Hot Cheeto
day.
fingers? Yeah. But yeah, it's relaunching in February. Yeah, I'm excited. It was supposed to start January, but we had some technical difficulties. And I was just lazy and didn't get off my ass. Those were the technical difficulties. But yeah, I have a fully not fully, but I have like an idea of where I want my channel to go, and it's like not fully like I just want to like get into it, and I won't like have a fully conceptualized idea of what I want to produce until I figure it out and like what I want to create. So yeah, if you want to follow me on my journey of being single and figuring out my channel, you can subscribe. My links will be down below, but it's just Hot Cheeto or youtube.com/Hot Cheeto Papi.
Look at the plugs.
That was a perfect plug.
Look at the plugs.
Did you see that?
I did. That was
flawless. Really good.
That's some that's YouTube gold right there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, one of my favorite videos I've probably ever filmed was on your channel.
It's actually still there. You can go watch it. But
yeah, go watch
it's one of my favorite
Link
videos.
down below.
Second to my Joanne World Tour vlog where I cried.
That shit is hilarious. That is the second most gay thing I've ever seen.
That's the second video you watch.
That is also the next thing converting to the gay agenda.
Yeah. You have to cry at a Gaga concert.
Screaming at the Joanne World Tour. Oh, God, I love that video.
If you want to see me crying at a Lady Gaga concert,
link down below.
Click the eye below. Eye above. It's over there. The eye. The little eye?
What eye?
The letter I when you're watching a YouTube video on your phone. And then like they're like, oh, if you want to know if you want my recipe for this cake, click the eye below.
It'll be in link
or in the description. Click the eye above.
I don't do the eye.
She doesn't do the eye.
She does not do the eye.
This thing is not featuring the eye.
That's funny.
That's why she wears glasses.
So stupid. You wear glasses too.
I do. I can't find them if anyone's seen my. How does the song go?
What?
Who
has my glasses?
I
can't find my glasses.
Whatever. That the children must find my glasses. The children must find my glasses.
For you drag
Another
fans
drag
out there.
song.
Now,
yeah.
I'll tell you what.
What? Can I?
Yeah, just all you want. Get up in there. Do whatever you want, man. Get right up in there.
Should have done this 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, you should have. I was bugging me, but I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to stop.
You should have fucking done it.
For the you audio listeners, he's adjusting his mic. So,
yes.
The thing I love about drag is what I took away from it was that fucking boogie song. Yes, Sir, I Can Boogie.
Yes, Valentina performing that song.
Fucks with it hard.
Yeah.
That song is so good.
That's from a movie, I think.
Yeah, but
I don't know where it's from.
It's originally, like, isn't it like a 70s, 80s?
Yeah.
Like
70s for sure. It's like a disco song.
Yeah. So, like, man, that song is probably one of the all-time greatest songs. Just in terms of, like, rhythm.
It's
and
in
just,
his
like,
jams
beats.
playlist.
It is. It's so good. And that's what and
your favorite thing about drag is that song.
yeah, is that song. Because that's how I discovered that song. What's another? I'm trying to think of another song. No. Okay. But yeah, that song fucks with it hard. Go check it out.
Me too.
Yes, Sir, I Can Boogie on YouTube. Not the guy version.
That's actually, I think, from Kinky Boots. It sounds like it. But another drag queen. But yeah. I don't think so, actually. Anyway.
Don't quote him.
Yeah.
Don't quote him. It's 12
Can we
o'clock
get a
at night
fact check?
Producer?
Did we ever leave?
And we're back. Hard cut. So my favorite thing about you, Jaime, I'm gonna suck your dick here for a little bit. God damn it. Like I said in the beginning, I love the conversations that I can have with you because like we are like very different, just like in our mindsets. Like when I met you, I think we were two completely different people. Like I feel like just our views on the world were very different. And then this is what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. When you get yourself in an echo chamber, you're gonna hear a lot of the same opinions. You're gonna see a lot of the same like ideas. It's gonna be like you're all gonna be sucking each other's dicks. Just one big circle of just everyone sucking each other's dicks. It's just an average Friday night.
Average circle jerk. Well,
just a good old
group blowjob, human centipede style.
Good old rainbow party.
Rainbow party.
Let's see how many of these we could drop in here. Yeah. So it's dangerous to do that, in my opinion, because
it is.
You're going to be very close-minded to other ideas. I mean, not that all ideas are good. Most ideas aren't good. And I feel like a lot of people have a lot of shitty ideas, but that doesn't mean you can't listen to them. And if you don't listen to them, they're not going to listen to you, and you're not going to have a conversation, and you're not going to be able to grow. So putting yourself in the echo chambers is very dangerous because I feel like you close yourself off more to varying ideas because you might have the shitty opinion. You might. I've had shitty opinion or two in my life.
Me too.
More than two. I've had a lot of shitty opinions. And opinions change. That's the beautiful thing about people is like people change. Like their outlook on life change, and not all the time are they going to be held with the same opinions. And a lot of opinions you get from your upbringing, and a lot of times your parents have it wrong, or like or like the people around you when you're growing up have the shitty opinions, and then you carry that on over. And that's why it's so important to have conversations with people, because if you don't, you're doing the world a disservice, because then those people don't get to change their minds, and you don't get to change your mind and have that conversation, have those hard conversations, or have your opinion challenged, and that's what sharpens your blade. To be able to have your opinion challenged, and then you go, you know what? No, like I do believe you're wrong, and you actually have an intellectual conversation. And that's what I always liked about you, is because no matter how different we are, because I wouldn't say I'm conservative. I definitely wouldn't say I'm a conservative, but I definitely do have a little more.
She watches Fox News.
Right leaning. But first of all, I don't watch Fox News, and that's not just because like the stigma of Fox News. It's because I like hearing an opinion other than mine. I like watching CNBC. Actually, my all-time favorite news source is the Young Turks.
Anderson Cooper?
No. Oh. I mean, he's daddy.
Yes. Anderson, if you're watching, hit me up.
I'm sure he's watching Completely Consensual. No, I watch the Young Turks like regularly. And I don't know if you're familiar with the Young Turks, but it is a very progressive, very, very liberal news YouTube show. And like I say YouTube show, they have the set. They're like very like they're like a legit news organization. They just run off the internet instead of cable because it's the future, and you don't need cable for programs like that. So they're like one of my favorite because I like having my opinion challenged. I like having conversations with myself and then being able to see other people's point of view. So that's what I always liked about you is every time we've talked about anything, like a big thing to me was, so when you start YouTube in the comments a lot, you get faggot. Everybody got faggot.
A 13-year-old called me faggot and then told me to kill myself.
Yeah. Welcome to the internet. Welcome to fucking
And then I
YouTube.
lashed back and he said, wow, you're picking on the 13-year-old. You just told me to kill myself.
I don't give a fuck if you're a 13-year-old. Like, oh man, you just laying them.
But yeah.
But I mean, yeah. So that was one thing that, like, obviously, I'm not sure how you stand with the word now, but I do remember like how bothered you were by it.
Yeah.
I remember having the conversation with you, like and then they don't know you. They're just words.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're shitty words. But who the fuck is this 13-year-old on the other like side of the internet? Like, why?
He's probably ugly.
Like, when you should get offended at words like that. Again, this is just me. Like, when you should get offended at words like that is when it's coming from someone who knows you. Like, if I were to be like, Jaime, you know, you're a faggot. Like, that's offensive. I feel like that cuts deep. And that's not okay. That's where, like, the evil. I feel like, because like I've said in the beginning of the show, I think this is gonna be like my catchphrase, or maybe I'll make a t-shirt out of it, is the world's not here to cater to you. People are gonna say shitty things. You're not gonna be able to stop it, ever. No matter the amount of censoring that you do, you're not gonna be able to stop that. So
stop saying
stop. No, it's good. It's good. I like it. So giving power to people who say those words actually is the part that
gives them more power.
Yeah, it gives them power by like acknowledging it or deleting the comment.
Yeah, because it bothered
because
you
then they see, it fucking bothered him. Like, I fucking got him.
Yeah.
And I think that's the real crime, not the word. Like, the words obviously being said are fucking shitty, but again, they're just fucking lashing out. They don't fucking know you. They don't like have any connection to you. Like, what? Why are those words? Because to me, words are something that are so weird because it's like I've never been offended by words. And again, that's not me. Some people like are different. Like, people are just different. But me personally,
a cis white male.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a cis white male, so
words. My life isn't hard.
Nothing affects me, and I've we could get into that. And I can't. Yeah, I can't have a conversation if I'm a cis white male. It's against the rules.
You can't have an opinion.
Oh.
You belong on a leash in the backyard.
Yeah, exactly.
Piss on the grass.
Yeah. So, words to me, it's always weird that how much power people give it to them. It's just like people, like, I wouldn't be offended. I'm not offended. I'm not offended if you're going to call me whatever. But if I hear you call me, or people who know me, or family, or friends, that's when it gets hurtful to me. And I get that there's shitty things said, but like I said, the world's not here to cater to us. Like, the world is never gonna be
the world's here to fuck you up.
Yeah, it's shitty. It's a shitty thing that we live in. People are shitty, and we're never gonna stomp it out. And we should like say, yeah, that's shitty. Don't do that. And we should encourage people not to do that and be nice and just put good into the world. But of course, that's never not gonna happen. Something's always gonna say something. Something's always gonna be said that you're not gonna like. Just ignore it. You don't know these people on the internet. When they say something that you don't like on the internet, you don't know these people. Just say, hey, that's shitty, and move on with your life. And then here you are. You're fine. Everyone's fine.
Everyone's okay. No one died from that faggot comment.
Yeah. And that's the exactly. No, the world kept turning.
I didn't kill myself.
You weren't losing sleep over it.
I wasn't.
And that's the important thing.
No, I didn't.
Perpetually, like, offended people who are like in the bathtub crying, like in the like fetal position. It's like we all need to like not. And again, I don't like being like like a joke. You have to find it funny. Again, not that it's a joke, but that's kind of like what this argument's been used for before. I'm not saying you can't be offended by anything or think things aren't shitty, but I feel like as a society we shouldn't put so much emphasis on words and what they
say. Well. Same and not. Well,
I get, and again, that's where it gets sticky because it's like obviously shit like Mexicans are ruining this country and we should kill them all. That is a problematic statement. That should be stomped out, and that's what we should be censoring, and that's what we should be stopping. Well, and again, we should stop like the faggot comments too. But that is where we should put the seriousness in emphasizing and fixing, opposed to something that we're never going to be able to fix.
Yeah.
Ever. It's just not.
Especially
These dumb
online.
kids are going to grow up. This dumb 13-year-old is going to grow up. He's going to learn, maybe I shouldn't say that. Or maybe he's not. But again, we're never going to be able to fix that issue. We should kill all Jews could be stomped out. And that's something where we should use our voices as a platform and get offended at and get mad at. Is what we
Definitely.
should be perpetually offended by, and not
Yeah. And that's how,
words.
yeah. When I first met you, I was a completely different person. Or my views were completely, well, yeah, I don't know her. But when I first met you, I was I identified as being left. Is that the one I was?
Yeah, sure, yeah. Left.
I identified it as left. No, but I was I called myself a SJW a lot. And not that being an SJW, social justice warrior.
There's nothing wrong with
is a bad
social
thing,
justice.
yeah.
There's something wrong with outrage, though.
Yeah. Yeah. But now I don't identify as a social justice warrior or left. Or middle or right or anything.
Exactly. You're like me. You don't really
I'm
know
across the street.
classify
I'm not there.
it.
Yeah. Because and I feel like this is like a fairly new way to look at it, at politics or life or whatever you want to call it, because I mean everything is just everything, and you can't have social issues without political issues. You can't have political issues without social. Well, you could, but a lot of them are
No, they're intertwined.
they're related. They're all related.
Everyone has a political agenda.
Yeah. So I feel like this is a fairly new mindset of people that think this way, because right now if you're not left, you're fucking putting a brick in the wall that Trump is building, and you're banning people from entering the country because they're immigrants, and you're telling Mexicans to go back because they're rapists and shitty people. I feel like it's very that if you don't identify as left and you don't, you're of course I'm a feminist, I'm vegan, you're the devil. So it's you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think what you're trying to say is if we get in these mindsets as people that if you're not with us, you're against us.
Yeah.
If you're not left, then you're racist.
Then you're yeah.
You're a tiki torching.
You voted for Trump and put on your KKK uniform.
Yeah, you're part of the problem.
Yeah.
When in reality, it's people are different and people come from different backgrounds. And instead of identifying with left, right, middle, like you said, instead of being on the line, you're across the street. Because what you should be doing should be more like a hockey goalie. You should be catching the problems and identifying with them as they come, not being put. Because when you put yourself on that political spectrum, I feel like you're putting yourself in the box, a box that if you say, "Oh, I'm a Republican," people already have a preconceived idea of you. But the way that you and me very much are, it's very much that we're gonna take it issue by issue, problem by problem, and we're just gonna talk it out on our initial thoughts, our initial opinions, and we're gonna talk it out and be humans about it and be civil about it and not hate any one of the other side unless it's to the point of being ridiculous. The other day there was a post on the International Women's Day that you sent me, and it was if you're not a vegan, then you're against this walk for women.
If you're, what was it?
Well, I can't. Do I have the?
I have it.
I don't have my phone.
The one you tweeted, right? The picture you sent?
Yeah, no, the one that you sent me. And you said that was a stretch. And because it is a stretch, because I feel like people, like I said, they're putting themselves on these lines that you can't. You're putting yourself in a box when you put yourself on a spectrum instead of just having a conversation, have an opinion. Maybe it's a left opinion, maybe it's a right opinion, and then talk with somebody.
Have an opinion, be able and open,
have
be
your
open
own
to
opinion.
listening, not even just accepting other people's opinions. Just listen.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, and then have a conversation. Really reflect and be like, man, what? How's that make me feel? Is that wrong? Is it wrong to say faggot? Is it wrong? What should I be offended at? What shouldn't I be offended at? What actually have these conversations with yourself? Because if you don't, then like I said, you find yourself in these echo chambers of left and right, and then you find yourself, in a circle jerk against the other circle jerk next door. That's equally as bad. Better. Yeah.
I found the tweet.
Okay, go ahead and read it.
Veganism is relevant to the Women's March. Factory farms cause a public health crisis that disproportionately affect communities of color and are able to get away with it because of racist housing inequality.
It hurts my brain. So
now, they didn't not talk about issues that are issues.
They're issues unrelated to the women's
unrelated
march.
to the women's march, or unrelated to a fucking a vegan pamphlet with chickens and the woman saying we're marching for women of all species. Of course, I care about animals.
I don't give a fuck about animals.
Okay, well,
I mean, come out and say right now.
And
I definitively don't give a fuck about animals.
And I don't want to see them suffering like they did in Food Inc. or like in those fucking cages that they put cages in. I don't like seeing that. No. But to compare a chicken's, like, of course it's a living thing and it feels or whatever. To compare a chicken's struggling life, a life of hardship, to
a human woman's
a
struggle,
a marginalized group, like being sexually harassed in the workplace, not being able to vote until fucking when?
Yes,
like
sexual harassment.
And saying those are equal, like
rape. Just the fact that the deck's stacked against you, that all these preconceived notions of women and things like you play like a little girl, things like that, like just stacked against you. The whole women's march is about empowerment of women, and like this is like women saying no finally. Like it took Trump to get people out in the streets and being like, "This is what we're about." And by putting veganism and attaching that, because veganism is an ideology just as much as anything else, because it's exactly the same. If you're not vegan, you're against us, and you're part of the problem, and you need to stop, and you're wrong. And I think that is the worst way to approach anybody about anything, getting your point across at all.
It completely turns people off.
Yeah, I mean, they're completely gonna be shut down to your your idea, because like I said, veganism, like it has. Like veganism, it sounds like a religion. It sounds like Scientology. Like it sounds like something. Like it sounds like a group. Cool. Yes, it's so cool. Tom Cruise, what's up?
Tom, if you're watching,
Completely Consensual. You get so attached to this ideology, and then you try to attach it to a real movement that's happening right now in America of women trying to empower themselves to be able to say, no, we're not going to be. We're not taking this anymore. We're not doing the sexual harassment in the workplace. We're calling you fuckers out in Hollywood. Like, you're not getting away with this if you're an asshole in 2018.
Yeah.
And that's the point of the march. Cut and clear. By adding things like veganism and females of every species, it muddies the waters. Because that's when it gets different. Obviously, we're people who are like, feminism's like a bad word. Like, I fucking hate feminism. Like, feminism at its core is
equality.
It's equality, and that's what this is. Yeah. It's equality. It's we don't rape you, so don't rape us. Like, just don't rape. Don't be an asshole. Everyone's against rape. No one's like rape. Woo, rape. Like, no one is for rape. We're all definitively against rape. And then this march is here to stomp out all the shitty things women have to go and empowering them. And then you bring something in like veganism and it muddies the waters. And then all of a sudden, it's like the first women's march. If you ask someone in that first women's march what this march was about, they had
500
different answers. Now they've focused it in. This is what we're about. We're calling out assholes. We're done with this transactional sex where it's like just the tip at its core, the joke. Just the tip, that's a transactional sex. And I think, saying just the tip is implying that no has already been said. And that you're like, oh, well, come on, just the tip. This is women saying no more to that. Like, no, I'm done with that. I'm done with sexual harassment. I'm done with your shitty way of treating women in America in 2018. We're done. We're putting our foot down. They focused it. That's a message that it's going to get across now. But then, like I said, putting it in muddies it, because it's like, look, animals are animals. Like I said, that was a joke. I give a fuck about animals. Obviously, I don't think chickens should be caged up like that and kicked and fucking abused. I think that free range is good. Like I said, then it gets muddy, because then it's like, well, not everyone's going to be vegan. That's just unrealistic. The price of produce, disproportionately expensive. and
I couldn't afford to be vegan right now,
and doesn't hold the same way meat does like in a freezer, you know. Families, what are you gonna do? You're gonna shame a poor family for eating meat because that's all they can like afford, and they need to get the protein because they can't eat 10 salads a day, and beans on top of beans on top of beans to get the protein that their children need. Like, you're gonna shame a poor family because your ideology says that if you eat meat, you're an asshole and you're fucking evil. It's like, it gets stickier.
You're an asshole.
Yeah. Then people are all of a sudden not for your cause.
Yeah.
So now the rape part of it, it's just like the Planned Parenthood thing. The abortion part of it, all of a sudden people are against Planned Parenthood, but it does way more than
Planned Parenthood is amazing.
Yeah. You sticky the waters when you add things like that, and then you say it's just as equal as women marching. The female chickens need liberation too.
It's not.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
It's not the same. Go fuck yourself. That's what I say. Woo! Funny. No, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, it is all conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Jaime, have anything else to say?
You don't?
I can keep fucking talking. Like I said, I could talk to you forever, man. Like, there's so much.
I feel like I've been really quiet.
No, I mean, like I said, the first half, I kind of took over that last half. I kind of took over that last half there, but like, it's just something that
how long
really
has
didn't bother
been?
me. I don't know. It's probably what time is it? Pull up the phone. I'll decide if we keep going or not.
12:56.
Oh shit! It's only been like an hour. We could keep talking if you'd like. We could cut it short. Whatever you want, man.
We can keep talking.
Okay, cool. So.
Oh, we didn't talk about pedophiles in the gay community.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's actually segue. Prepare yourselves.
Pedophiles.
Someone's getting offended. No, this is actually something that I heard on Joe Rogan today. That I like ran by you
Joey?
while we were smoking. Yeah. So he said like the people he knew him, close to him that were gay, like when Milo Yiannopoulos, the far right, crazy gay conservative
with the 90s frosted tips, I fucking was obsessed with him. Not
as like the person, but
like just
the image.
As him.
Yeah,
the same way I was like obsessed with Trump.
Yeah.
Like, I just loved watching it. Like, it was like watching like a train wreck.
Yeah, exactly. You don't like what he's saying, but
you have to watch. Like, you can't there's a car crash, I'm looking away. You have to watch. Yeah. Frosted tips and need to make a comeback.
Exactly. So, but he said that of course, his down spiral was he talked about pedophilia, and he talked about how he was a 16-year-old boy with a 25, 30-year-old man, and like that was a problem, and how it is in the gay community, and that the gay community isn't really disagreeing with that, and that's kind of how it is, and I was talking to you about it, and like, okay, like, is that like generally true? And you're like, yeah, that is generally true. So what makes that different for a gay teenager? Like, because there is a you have to know that there is a power dynamic there.
Yeah.
That there is like a 25-year-old man with a 17-year-old. Like, remember, think of you when you're 17. Like, like you just finding yourself, you're trying to figure out what's going on, and then like this older figure, like, are you looking for like a mentor, like almost like a father figure? Like, there's like a power dynamic there. Yeah. So like, what makes that different? Like, why is that okay and not the other way around? Or why is that more accepted? Not that you're okay with it.
Yeah.
Why? Again, I'm not saying that you're like for it, but I'm saying like you're more eyes and ears on the gay community than I am. So why is that more? Why do you think that is more acceptable
in the gay community?
Why is that more accepted in the gay community than it is in mainstream?
Well, there's like several answers, but I'm gonna start it off with it's not so much
again, this is not saying you're okay with it.
Yeah,
and you're for it.
Yeah.
You're just saying this is why.
This is how it is.
Yeah, I'm just asking, why do you think that this is how it is?
So this is even, I mean, I think not bigger, but like outside of just the gay community, how kind of like if I don't know where I heard this, but if a male teacher has a relationship with a female student, fucking outrage. He's a child molester, he's a rapist, whatever, blah blah blah. Like just Nate, he has to get registered as a sex offender, can't teach there anymore. If a female teacher gets with a male student, it's like, oh fuck yeah, you banged the teacher, yeah, good for you. That's how it's seen everywhere. Would you not agree?
No, it's 100%.
100%
accurate. If you get in with like a high school teacher and you're in high school as a guy,
like, oh, you banged the teacher.
Universally, I don't care where you are. Universally, it's like, fuck yeah, bro. Like right on. Like nuts, fist me.
But yeah, so it's like that stigma that like, I don't know if I should say guys can't get raped. No, we're gonna cut this out. It's kind of like in like mainstream society, it's always been seen as like different when like an underage guy gets with an older person. It's never like, it is, but like it hasn't ever been like really like shunned. It's been like, oh, you got with the teacher, you got with an older, you got with a cougar, you got with a MILF. Like it's like a goal almost for straight people. So like that kind of goes into the gay community as well. It carries over a little bit, but I think like the main reason, or not the main reason, but one of the big reasons that like it's more accepted or not more like common and not as reprimanded. Is that the word?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Just go for it, dude.
Is because like when you're like a closeted teenager, like all like the straight guys and all the straight people at your school are having sex. So you're like, what the fuck? Like it's very rare that like two closeted teenagers are going to find each other at high school and have sex with each other.
Yeah, I mean, now it's a little more common because of the internet.
Like social media, blah, blah. But
like, still, it's still rare. I mean, yeah.
Like when I was in high school.
Unless you're in a major city.
Yeah. When I was in high school, there were 4 guys that not necessarily were out, but I knew were gay. 5. And then most of them have come out. One of them still hasn't, but I'm still waiting on him. So like I went to high school from the years 2011 to 2015. So like I grew up in like the digital age. So it was still a lot harder to like get with a guy your age. So a lot of like teenagers turn to like online like dating or whatever. Like I know some guy that was on Grindr since he was 15 years old. And it's like, why is a 15-year-old like hooking up with guys that are over 18 or like not like just adults? Because it's like, and I'll get into that in a little bit, but like, and so it's like you're kind of like a horny hormonal teenager. So you're like, oh, this 25-year-old want like fuck it, like whatever. So it's like you'll meet up with him and then you'll have sex with him. So that's why it's kind of seen more. And it's not that I didn't know that it was wrong or like shouldn't be happening, a 16-year-old with a 25-year-old. Like before you asked me about it, I was like, well, yeah, that is also like an issue. But like it has always been just like like that's what happens. Like you like that's not like growing up gay, but like it happens a lot in the gay community. Willem, a drag queen, she when she was I need to catch my breath, hold on. I try to talk and like keep up with my brain, but, like,
I think it's hilarious that you get one talking. That's the Jaimiest shit I've ever like seen. Does Jaime get winded from talking?
I think so fast. I fucking smoked sativa before this, so I'm thinking really, really fast, and I'm trying to catch up with my thoughts. Yeah. But no, like Willem has said that when he, as a little 11 to like 13-year-old, would go to a water park with his family, spill mustard on his shirt on purpose and say, oh, I'm going to go to the bathroom and wash it off, and then like give blowjobs to dads in the bathrooms.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So it's like, it's kind of.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
One time, there's a story, anecdote. There's this story. that one time he was giving a blowjob to a dad in the restroom, and he hears a little kid run in and go, "Dad," and then the guy like grabbed Willem's head and like held him there, and the kid was like, "Dad," and the kid left, and then when the kid left, he let him finish. His kid walked in to the bathroom while he was getting a blowjob, and he was like,
"What the fuck?"
Yeah, it's crazy.
God, the fucking world's a fucking fucked up place.
Yeah, so it's like I forgot what I was talking about.
That they're not able to express it as much as other.
So it's, and like also I don't know if you're aware, but I
am what they call woke.
I don't know if you're aware, but like heterosexual relationship, sex, anything heterosexual is like vomited at you through every kind of media.
The heterosexual agenda.
It's like down your throat, because you turn on the TV, heterosexual couple, like,
well, that is like the majority.
Yeah, that's everything you see. So you don't like so sexuality is always heterosexual in the media.
Yeah.
So you go other places to find your kind of sexuality. So it's like, well, I mean, this adult wants to get with me, so
which we're slowly getting better at.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah. There's
again, this is all progress. This is all to like eventually catch up with it, and hopefully it won't be like this.
Yeah,
but would you say it's the minors seeking it out more than?
There's definitely.
Well, there's always gonna be definitely like 25-year-olds are gonna be like, I want to get up in that 13-year-old.
Yeah, and that's gross.
Yeah, that's gross. But see, why is that's so weird to me? Where it's not gross if it's a 17-year-old searching it out, but it's gross for the 25-year-old to search it out.
Because the 25-year-old still has to be okay with it to have sex with the 17-year-old, unless he lies. But like then it's. But yeah, so
which happens all the time, like with straight
all the
people.
time. Excuse me. But yeah, it's fuck, I lost. What were we talking about?
Talking about.
This is gonna be a bitch to edit. I'm sorry.
No, it's not good. No, this part I'll just leave in.
Oh.
No, we're talking about the man. Your train of thought just loses it like that.
That's why I lose my breath talking.
That they go to other outlets because they don't get it in the media.
Oh yeah, I still don't know where I was headed with that, but we'll get there. But yeah, so because like we don't see like gay relationships on TV, or like, so we also don't really know what it's. Oh, I remember what we're talking about. So we don't really know what like, not that we don't, because we obviously, like, I've always known, you know, like 18 is the law, and like anything outside of that is like inappropriate. But then like we get into like, well, what isn't, like, what if it is an actual like
what is like, and then again, this is just two people having a conversation. Don't get mad. This is not us being like this is okay or that's not okay.
Like,
This is just a conversation, because this is the kind of conversations we need to have. Like what is like age? Why is it that what is the difference between a 17-year-old and an 18-year-old buying a pack of cigarettes, or now 21-year-old, 18-year-old and a 21-year-old?
Why can a 18-year-old that's 18 in one day say yes to have sex with the 50-year-old?
Yeah, why is that
17-year-old with 364 days like can't?
Why is the limit? Like why? Like where's the line? Why do we draw it, and how do we draw it? How as humans do we go like?
Because I was not mature at 18. I was stupid as fuck.
No, I know, but honestly,
I'm stupid as fuck now.
Yeah, you're not mature. Like you're not mature. Yeah, 25, you're not an adult. You're just not.
Yeah.
You're not an adult.
You should start getting your shit together. Like
you should definitely start wrapping it up. But you're definitely not an adult.
Yeah.
And I feel a lot of people who's like 30, 40, they agree with this. Like when you're early 20s, you're still not an adult.
I remember turning 18. I'm like, oh my God, I'm a fucking adult. And now I'm like, you didn't know shit at 18. You don't know shit now. And you won't know shit for a while. But yeah, we're just.
Well, I feel like even 30-year-old, everyone fakes it to a degree.
Yeah. So, and then you die.
Yeah. There's this good I forgot who it was. Stand-up bit of like, isn't it fucking crazy when you're like a young kid and you're like, oh yeah, like the adults have it together, and you get to adult and you're like, they don't know anything. They're just making it up like the rest of us.
I'm surprised my parents raised 3 kids. Okay.
Yeah.
They're still raising 2.
Exactly.
Oh my God, I feel bad for them.
Yeah, it's
my siblings,
especially in this time.
My parents.
It's weird.
It must be so hard to raise a kid right now. I don't want a fucking kid,
especially a daughter in this time. Not that that's any different. Actually, just anything. I don't want kids in general.
Let's just get dogs. Or you don't even like that?
I don't even really. Again, there are gonna be people who are like, "What the fuck? He doesn't like dogs." It's not that I don't like dogs. I don't like owning dogs.
Yeah.
I see a dog in the street. Oh, it's cute. Let me go and pet it. Oh, little Willie, that's fucking adorable. But like, and home, too much. I'm too selfish. I don't have the time. Like, if I had like a wife who wanted to take care of the thing, I'm cool with it.
That's her
I'm not.
dog.
Yeah, that's her dog. I don't want any part of that dog. And not that like, and then like close off way. I'm still like, oh, it's cute. Like, play with it and like whatnot. But it's like, I'm not
fuck around with our dog all the time.
Yeah,
or
my
the dog that lives here.
Yeah, but it's like, it's not like I'm like just invested into it. It's just like it's
cool for
a dog. Yeah, I love it. It's
like
dog.
babies. They're cool to hold.
And the babies in general are just not cool though. Like, I don't even like holding a baby.
I don't like holding babies until they're like 6 months old.
I don't like holding
before that
babies
because at 6 months old they can still like interact with you. Before that,
it's just a fucking sack of potatoes.
Yeah,
you're bouncing around and fucking cries and shits on you.
The head goes back. What the fuck? Lift your head up.
Then come on, bitch.
You're drunk. Go home.
Let's go, girl. Get it together. Go home. You're drunk.
But yeah, babies, man.
Yeah, babies, man. It's wild. Let's go, man. No.
Pedophilia is a problem in the gay community.
Yeah, it is.
It really is, and no one talks about it. And like it's always been known. Back in the early 2000s, there was a show called Queer as Folk. It's on Netflix. Go watch it. We have to watch it. But there was a 33-year-old in a relationship with a 16-year-old, and that was in the early 2000s when nothing was shown on TV. So it's like, if it was happening back then and it's happening now, why hasn't it been
addressed?
Yeah, why hasn't it been addressed?
And like I said, this is the important thing of sitting down and having this conversation is that nothing's gonna get fixed if you don't talk about it.
Yeah,
like,
before you brought it up to me, I was like, oh shit, that's an issue that needs to be fixed.
Yeah,
like I knew it was a problem.
And I think we are working toward it.
Yeah.
And especially like you're saying, with the rise of the internet, social media, like, you're able to express your sexuality, especially now in the climate that we're in.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
I mean, there's still some parts, like deep parts of Texas, and like
it still sucks, but this is like the best time it's been to be gay. Well, probably 70s was really good because like disco and shit.
Oh yeah.
But and Cher, oh my god. But like
it is the best time because it is like you have the most access to be able to express you.
You have the most.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what's the word? Resources.
And you're accepted. It's more accepted just universally, and like if it's not, it's now a minority to think it's not accepted, and you're now looked at as an asshole if you're like, gay
years ago,
people shouldn't be married.
I couldn't
cares? It's all just definitions, words. Sorry.
15 years ago, I don't think I could have gone to college, and well, I'm not in college right now, but I couldn't have gone to college and room with 2 straight guys and put a fucking pride flag in the living room.
Well, you might have.
Yeah.
Depending on the people, but it definitely would have been less.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been the case. Like I've been so lucky that every living situation I've been in, I haven't had anyone, or at least just not vocalized, but I haven't had any issues with like homophobia or like, cause I've lived in 4 different like rooming situations in college. Freshman year, I lived with some guy from like Oakland, and I was like, oh fuck, I don't know how this is gonna go. But like someone told me a story, someone that was a mutual friend of us. What?
No.
Oh, someone that was a mutual friend of us. She was like, you have a good roommate, and I was like, why? And she goes, because when I first met you, you were like passing and like you said something to your roommate, and then you left, and then I asked him, is he gay? And then he goes, does it matter? And we kept it moving. So it's like not something that I would have been expecting at all. I was like, whoa. And then all of my like roommates freshman year were like totally cool and didn't care. Well, one of them was kind of weird about it, but then like we ended up living together for the 2 years after that, but whatever.
Yeah. Fucking Mike kid.
And then my second year of college, it was the same thing. Like I was like, I didn't even come out to them. Like one day, one of them just asked me if I was dating anyone, and I was like, no. And then I was like, well, yeah, but like I'm not really dating him. And then he was like, oh, okay, cool. He did try to find out though if I was gay, because he asked me like, one time he asked me if you could cuddle with any celebrity, who would it be? And then another time he asked me, what the fuck did he ask me? Oh, what celebrity could you marry if you could marry? And they weren't just questions to like, oh, who would he want to marry? Like I could tell he wanted an answer.
Trying to get information.
And both times I said Lady Gaga. So that kind of answered his question.
Did it? I guess.
Yeah. Why do you want to cuddle Lady Gaga? Because she's fierce.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, that's not what I
the
said,
thing that's
but-
always confused me. Like, first of all, yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, when I introduce you to people, usually it isn't like, oh, he's the gay one.
Here's my gay
it doesn't
friend.
matter because that's not like your identity.
Yeah.
Like, you're gay.
It's a part of me.
I'm straight.
You just gay.
I'm not gay. Yeah. Dave Chappelle, man.
Dave, if
I
you're
love
watching,
him. Dave, if you're watching Completely Consensual,
book us.
please. I'll be your opener.
Um,
No, I mean, it is like, and that's one thing I always had the conversation with you about coming out to you. You're like, no, I don't need. I feel like I don't need to come out.
yeah.
Because
I
straight
feel like I
people don't
shouldn't
come
have
out
to
as
come-
straight.
Yeah.
And that is the one thing I was like, oh, never thought about it. Yeah, 100%. You should. You just are. And it's and like you know, like I never asked you. Like you just you know.
You just gay.
Yeah, like you just gay. Like I
I
know.
have a Lady Gaga tattoo on my arm.
Yeah, right there.
For the people, for our listeners, our
Viewers, listeners,
for
whatever you want.
our viewers that are listening right now, I have a Lady Gaga tattoo on my arm that says "Find your freedom in the music."
It's beautiful.
You just gay.
You just gay. No, I mean, and that's the thing. It's like it doesn't matter. That's not your identity. You're more than that. And
it's
then
just a part of me.
Like I said, and like it's
Like you don't introduce yourself. Hi, I'm
yeah. Oh,
Michael Doherty.
That's
I
my
have-
straight friend.
I have green eyes.
Yeah.
Like you don't like. Okay, cool. Or I'm a Scorpio. Okay, cool. I'm a Libra. Like
The only time like I've ever done it is with like conservative family members where it's like they need a bracing because like they're
Yeah.
so like out of touch.
Yeah.
Like they're so out to date.
'Cause I will
Their
fight a bitch.
firmware needs an update.
They need a reset. They need a reboot.
Yeah.
Turn off with the lock screen and lock and. It's an Apple joke. If you have an iPhone, you get it.
So bad. So bad. But no, I mean, it is like the climate that we're in now. It is the best time to be a gay man
Yeah,
or
because
gay woman in America because it is like
a queer person.
Yeah.
That's like an umbrella
I don't know
term.
if I can say that.
No, yeah, queer is like an umbrella term. It's like people identify as queir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Well, yeah. Maybe I don't know. Maybe in a couple years.
yeah. We'll see. We'll see where
We'll
we're
check
at.
back in 2 years. But yeah, yeah. It is the best time to be a queer person. It's the best and probably most important.
I mean,
time.
it's super cool too because it's like I really like, especially because to note we are in the Bay Area, so this is like the most accepting area.
Yeah, we have 2 pride flags in our living room, and we have bro dude guys come over all the time.
Yeah, all like we have people over
Literally
all the time and
every weekend, every day of the week.
and that's honestly like the beautiful thing too about it.
Yeah.
It's like no, like it's not.
'Cause
Like
we'll
I
just
remember when
roll a
it's
blunt
like
and smoke outside
yeah, exactly,
and
then,
watch a movie.
yeah, and then
And that's it.
that's just our life. It's just how it is, and it's like proudly display it. And like I always say, like I always want to get a like, and again, people like always assume this flag with like, but because I'm a big history fan, people always assume this history with like racists or yeah, racist just in generally like Southern is the Gaston flag. And I want to put it right next to like the pride flag because I feel like 2 go hand in hand. Because it's don't tread on me. Like this is my right, and it doesn't matter. But again, like I said,
I feel like a lot of people don't really know what that flag means, and they see it and they're like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa."
see that's the unfortunate thing too, because it's like you have that flag and then you get flagged as you're right wing. But I feel like that is just as much of a left wing flag than it is a right. I feel like that is just
it's just
a flag. That's just an
as the
American
gay pride
flag. Yeah.
It's just as like important, I guess, but
No,
it's
it
just
is
as
important.
it's the
It's a
same
symbol.
meaning behind
Yeah.
it. It has the same like don't tread on me.
I-
That's what the rainbow flag is.
Yeah,
Don't
I've
tread over
actually
us.
not really thought about that, but yeah, that's the exact same meaning. It's
We're tired of this shit.
equality, like live the life that you want to live.
You do you, I do me.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, Jaime, this has been a fun episode.
It has.
I really love this. Jaime, I'm sure is going to be on.
If you'd like to see me back, I don't know.
Go on Twitter. Let
Tweet
me know.
him. DM
At
me.
Cheeks Jr. Let us know. Let
I'm
him know.
still single, so
Comments down below. The desperation. Comments
to
down below.
determine.
If you like this conversation, go ahead and hit a like. Leave a comment down below. What do you think? Let's have a conversation. Like I said, this is all what it's about. It's conversation. Let's talk about the issues.
Let's have conversation.
Let's have conversation. Let's get down to the
conversate.
nitty gritty.
Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. Is that problematic?
Did they
to say?
send me daughters? Is
When
that
I asked
problematic?
No, but see, I think that they're doing a live action Mulan. I think they should have done a 2018 modern twist and make Mulan trans, because Miss Thing was knocking at the door. Wouldn't that?
Yeah.
How they did it with Rocky Horror.
That'd be very interesting.
Because
I'd watch that.
Yeah.
That seems like a good.
That'd be cool. I mean, they're not gonna do it like that because the movie's casted and like ready to be filmed and shit. But that'd be cool.
That's a very interesting take. Yeah. So if you liked all this, what did you think about Mulan being transgender? What do you think? Let us know in the comments down below. Go ahead and share this video. By sharing it, you let us grow and get bigger and allow us to do more things and have more people on like Jaime. Like I said, if you want to have him on, let us know. I'm sure he'll be on when it's like social or not social issues, because I don't like having that like podcast that where like the hot takes that you need to go to. But like just when we want to have a conversation that's not about gaming, or if I can't book someone for gaming, I'll have Jaime on and we'll just talk.
I'm his second choice, always
the second choice.
Yeah.
You can follow me at Cheeks_Junior on Twitter, and you can follow Chiptooth Gaming at CTGVids on Twitter and Chiptooth Gaming on Facebook. Go ahead and subscribe, youtube.com/Chiptooth Gaming. We're up on SoundCloud now. You're going to be able to listen to this audio. We're trying to get on iTunes soon, shortly. It will happen. And then all podcast services like Google Play. That's all coming. Just be patient with us. Feedback on the format of the podcast. Let us know what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see. More shows should be trickling out in the next couple weeks. We should have our first Let's Plays coming out, and our first video essay, Pixel Splat, should be coming out. So good things coming. Check out Jaime at Hot Cheeto Papi on Twitter.
Twitter, Papi de Hot Cheeto. That's PAPIDEHOT.
This graphic right here.
Right here. And then Hot Cheeto Papi on Instagram, and then youtube.com/Hot Cheeto Papi. And send me Hot Cheeto bags. DM me for my address.
Damn.
Do you think there's gonna be an electrical surge from all those plugs?
What?
Never mind.
What are you talking about? See what you did there?
I'm not funny.
Stupid. Well, until next time, players, I'm Mike Doherty, and this is Chiptooth Gaming, and we'll see you around.